Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place you're guaranteed to get a veteran's opinion on the world we live on today. I am back as Jim. I don't know who I was last time. Back joining
I
me
don't know.
again. Jace, you can introduce yourself.
What's up? This is Jace and the Haste, and here I am again in White Privilege Land. I'm going to give you my opinion, and so is Jim, whether you like it or not.
Right. So, welcome back, Jace. Appreciate it. Still a lot of stuff going on. Still some things, plenty of things to talk about. But first, we got to start out with our normal shout outs. For that's Johnny and Chris,
So,
because
what's
OGs,
up,
what
folks?
you call them OGs, right?
I
Or,
guess.
or are they OGs when they're the only ones?
I don't know. I don't really call them anything except for loyal, besides
Johnny,
our millions and millions of other followers.
Johnny and Chris, that's what we call them. I got to move my light. My light sucks and it doesn't work anymore. Um, so yeah, so well, shout out and Johnny, I want to apologize right off the bat. It's been a crazy busy week. I've got a lot of stress this week, a lot of stuff going on. I did
Right.
not get a chance to all your comments, but I'm going to read them now. As Joe here gives us an update on
Oh, look at that.
his view and his garden, I guess. I don't know.
No, C-17 just taken off.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't
So
that sweet?
yeah, we could talk about some of the stuff Johnny brings up anyway, because he says he's not a Tim Pool fan, and I understand that. Tim Pool's kind of one of those guys you like him or hate him, but like again, I've said this on the show before. Tim Pool was the one that helped me buy toilet paper before COVID hit. So it's not that I necessarily like everything and all his views. I appreciate his hard work and success, and I do appreciate that he is a real journalist. He does research, so that's why I like watching him. I don't always agree with his
Right.
views, and he's not like everybody else. Pride and stuff gets in the way. He's also talking about, I guess, what we talking about this the terrorist attacks, the Civil War stuff. And he said we could see the rise of a third party. I don't know. Let's just briefly talk about that. Do you think that's even possible? A third party?
I Anything's possible.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
what's the argument
but
before? Because
but
didn't they try to do this before, Jace? Like they've
right.
always wanted a third party, so that would be a good thing for America.
Yes. The
So I don't know.
problem,
Go ahead.
no, the issue at hand is that you throw that third one in there, and it's going to. So they're either going to lean more left or they're going to lean more right. They're not going to just be in the middle, and that third party is going to fuck one of the two parties up.
Well,
And
not
if
well.
it's going to
That's
fuck
yeah. That's
if
what I'm
it's going to
saying.
fuck the libtards up, I'm fine with it. Let's do it.
Well, the argument has always been like, when you introduce a third party, you're stealing votes from one of the other parties, which allows
Right.
the other party to win. So that was the problem when
Exactly.
you couldn't have a third party. So I don't really think we'll
Exactly.
ever have a third party because that would be a choice, right? Because two,
Right.
two, two things to choose from is a dilemma, right? One or the other. It's a dilemma. The
Right.
third
Right.
option is a choice. So we would never have a choice in this country. So I would think that one party would morph or dissolve before we would ever see a third party.
Well, if shit keeps going, I wouldn't. The
Johnny,
Democrats are going to dissolve.
Johnny says
Jesus.
Johnny says he's got to drink warm water before he goes to bed to improve his eyesight. Where the hell did that come from? Did
He's
we
got a
talk
what?
drink warm water before he goes to bed to improve his eyesight?
I think I've heard that somewhere, but I don't
I
recall.
think we talked about it. Anyways, well, appreciate you, Johnny. Uh,
Yeah, I did hear something about don't drink cold water, but whatever.
well, I heard drinking cold. I don't know how we get off topic so easy, but I heard drinking cold water is actually better for you because your body burns calories trying to warm it up.
Yeah, that's if you're trying to lose weight, but whatever. Yeah, we don't want to get off topic. I mean, like what's weird is while I was waiting for your Santa Claus looking ass, I was reading that the Navy and Marines just got in trouble for not buying seafood, but not buying it correctly,
What?
which I thought was kind of funny.
What do you mean?
Well, so obviously every branch we buy we buy our food out. We buy it from companies, and they were like buying, and there was an agreement to buy it all through the United States, not like China and shit like that, because
Right.
slave labor and
Fair.
shit like that. And so they got busted for buying it improperly. I was cracking up about that. Like
Oh,
when I
so
was,
they went around the system in the government to illegally purchase something through a wrong person.
well, they, they have budgets they have to fulfill. So I mean, you get quotes from everybody, and they shouldn't have got quotes from where they got quotes, and obviously they got good quotes from wherever, Philippines, China, wherever the fuck they buy it. I don't recall having much seafood anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh well, dude. When
But
we were in Berlin, Germany, man, the chefs there, our kitchen, our mess hall, whatever you want to call it, they had
yeah,
some really good food in there. And we had like Thursdays was or Fridays, one of them was seafood,
nice.
and this was
Yeah, we
this
probably
Berlin,
did. I just
Germany.
don't. We probably did, and I just don't remember because if I wasn't, if I wasn't needed on the ship, I wasn't there.
You would
So
think on the ship you'd have more access to seafood, right? You could get your own.
well, yeah, we could catch our own. No, but like I remember like before we go underway, we'd have these. We called them parties,
Hmm.
loading parties, because we would load it from. We'd get all the pallets, and then we'd have everybody standing in formation in a line and handing food off and food off and food off. And the one company that slaughterhouse by where I'm from, they actually had we actually had cases and cases of steaks from them. It was kind of cool. It was kind of neat to see my
Yeah,
little
I think the policy is the
shipment come.
policy. So if they don't follow the policy, they should put in. I'm sure there's a process. Hey, this isn't effective. We need
Yeah,
an exemption because we do this stuff for all kinds of stuff. We have waivers and all
right.
kinds of stuff. So yeah, if you ain't following the policy, I don't care what team you're on. You know what I mean? Just do it right. And if you need have
Well,
exigent circumstances, I'm sure there's a procedure for that. Just do it right.
exactly.
You know, at the end of the
I thought it
day.
was funny.
Yeah, well, that's funny too, because what what else? Johnny talks about. Yeah, he commented about a vet's experience war. You know, most people that want this war or begging on the war have never been to war, which is true. And then he talked about the hangings, and it's interesting. It's a good point, Johnny. Could talk about the guy hanging was a suicide, and now all of a sudden the media dropped it because it doesn't fit the narrative. It's no longer a lynching, and you know what I mean. It's just so sad. If you can't tell by now what the media is trying to do, and these politicians, you can't tell by now. You're the fool. And then he talked about
Right.
the 10th Mountain suicides. Did you see that?
The
There's a
what?
rash of them. There's been a rash of 10th Mountain suicides.
What mountain?
10th Mountain. I guess that's up in New York, right? 10th Mountain Division.
I don't fucking
Isn't that up
know.
by you? I thought that was a
No,
fort.
it's not up by me. No,
Well, I thought that was up there in New York, that 10th Mountain.
that doesn't mean it's by me.
Well,
Just because
whatever. I
I'm from New
mean,
York don't mean I'm from the fucking city.
well, no, I don't think that
Where's
we have
10 Mountain?
military in the city. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know what's up with the rash of suicides,
Where
but
is 10 Mountain? I have heard of that though.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, you've heard of the
No.
suicides?
Where's Tin Mountain?
You've heard of the rash of suicides? That's what you're saying, or you've heard of?
I think I heard it. I don't know, dude. It's been a long week for me as well.
Yeah, it's been a very busy week for me, and I hate to say that there's a lot going on, but there's too much going on in my personal life for me to keep up with all the stuff going on in the world. But there was some stuff I saw. Let's talk about the government shutdown, right? That's a big thing that's went on. I think as of this recording, it's still shut down, right?
It is.
So you see how Trump? I mean, these people are just.
Oh, did you? So okay, so we're.
Are you going to
Did you
switch
see
before
this?
we finish this
No, but
conversation?
did you see? Have you seen some of the shit I've sent you? All the people from the back, like from years ago, like
Oh
Clinton and
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's
I
that's what
mean,
I'm saying. That's what I was bringing
those,
earlier. That's why I talked about this.
these hypocritical fucking bastards, man.
If
We
you
can't afford a government shutdown. we got to get bipartisan and just work it out. And
That's how you know these people are dumb. I mean, the general population is dumb because if
jeez,
you can't look and realize, hey, we had this opinion before and now it's a different opinion. What changed? Like, you understand what I'm saying? So
yes,
after a while, certain people in any relationship, whether it's marriage, friends, acquaintances, your barber, your dentist, when someone starts lying to you obsessively or too much, after a certain period of time, you're going to be like, I got to sever ties with these people. So I don't
I
understand how the
know.
voters can still vote Democrat. I don't understand how they can convince themselves. Like, you have to do a real leap of faith to convince yourself that these people are not habitual liars because you can just go look at the video. Just look at the
You,
video. And that's all these people do is lie, lie, lie. So I guess the voters for the Democrat Party ignore it, and then they have their
right.
own little perception of how to justify it. Because I don't know how you can, dude. All of these scenarios, they lie,
Here's
lie, lie. And it's all
here's what
video proof.
here's what made my week. I know it's not really off topic, but
Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters.
Hakeem,
Yeah, I saw that. And then they're getting all butthurt over that. And okay, let's be transparent, dude. Okay, it's immature, but it's funny. I mean, it's
it's
funny. I don't think the president should be partaking in
I
that.
don't believe that I'm sure he said, yeah, go ahead. He didn't do it though.
Well, but the point is, even like I can see how sometimes he's calling Little Rocket Man, making fun of people. I don't think that's really professional per se. So, but I do think it's a breath of fresh air, I
And
guess the big caveat is it's funny. So that creates another dilemma though, right? I don't want to switch gears, but since I've got a good segue here, we'll go back to the shutdown in a second. But Trump being funny, these people get all bent out of shape. But we'll see right now. Have you seen
but
the David Chappelle thing
which one?
recently? A bunch of comedians apparently went over to Saudi Arabia. One guy didn't get
No.
invited because he said some bad things about Saudi Arabia. Apparently, they're getting paid pretty good, and they had to go negotiate what they can talk about because Saudi Arabia doesn't let you just come in there and talk about Saudi
Right,
Arabia.
right,
So think of the irony of this. So Dave Chappelle goes to Saudi Arabia, negotiates with this country what is on and off limits, and then
right.
proceeds to joke about Charlie Kirk and free speech, how it's not so free in America. Like, let me tell you something. I didn't hate Chappelle, but if this
Chappelle
stuff is
did that?
true, David Chappelle, the comedian,
He did?
huh?
I don't believe he did that.
Well, that's what I said. If it turns out to be true, if he actually was over there joking about Charlie Kirk and our freedom of speech, yeah, I'm done with him. Not that I really gave a crap about him anyway, but yeah, I'm done because that's the highest level of hypocrisy. You go into a foreign country where you have no free speech, and then you're bashing. I don't care if they're jokes or not. They're really not real jokes. Like, most jokes have some truth in them, but you're literally in a country that gives you no free speech, joking about how U.S. has harder free speech. It's not even funny. It's not a joke. It's stupid. And anyways, I just had to throw that in there because I just
Wow.
saw that.
Well, did you see what the Dems did in
No,
return with the Mems and did
no.
a JD Vance, a 350 pound JD Vance talk, talking about couch fucking.
Oh, trying to meme I'm talking about?
It was a video just like it's just another video, and it was JD Vance sitting on a couch, and then him talking about him being a couch fucker,
Oh,
and he was a 400 pound JD Vance.
well, that's okay.
It was
Like I said,
it was an AI thing.
yeah, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with it. But there's just no
I
truth
don't
to
care
it.
either, but the fact
It's
of the
not
matter
funny
is,
because there's no truth to it.
but the fact of the matter is either way, we're not going to get butthurt over it.
Well,
Whatever.
things that make jokes funny are that 10% of truth or whatever. That's the thing that
Right.
makes jokes funny. That's how you could tell
Absolutely.
racial jokes, you could tell all these other jokes because there's some truth in them. People laugh at
Right.
themselves because there's some truth in it. So when
Right.
you're going to make a meme and you're going to tell a joke that has absolutely no truth. It's not funny. You know what I mean? It's
Oh, it
just
was
like,
dumb as shit.
hey, look, he's 400 pounds. Well, why is that funny? Like the dude's not 400 pounds. He's like, is it because he lives on a farm? Like what? Like what do you? It's really
It
just
was
not funny.
it was dumb, but it's funny because it came from the Democrats, and they're so. It just shows how fucking stupid they are.
Right. The stupidity of the joke is funny to us because they're trying to meme and they just can't.
That's all it is. It's so
Right.
stupid.
Right.
But
And that
it's
just shows you where they're at. Next thing is that when they can't do that, next thing they're just going to do is go to violence. Oh, wait, they already do that. So,
yeah, they're allowed to though.
yeah. And that's
But
what's crazy. And that's
it's
why,
peaceful.
well, and that's why
Peaceful
the whole
violence.
Chappelle thing's pissing me off because if he's going over to this foreign country telling people that assassination for political reason, for whatever, is okay, because whatever, like, I don't know, man. I'm just getting sick of these people. I'm getting so sick of them. You're in the freest country in the world.
I don't buy that he did that.
Well, I hope not.
He's too classy, man.
I hope
Well,
not. But if he did, then whatever. Again, just like Netflix will cancel him. You see that Netflix stuff?
What about it?
Netflix, they canceled Netflix.
Who canceled Netflix?
Well, Elon Musk,
And how did he do that?
because apparently one of the writers went on there, and he also made fun of Charlie Kirk. He celebrated Charlie Kirk's death, but this is the guy that's been putting gay and trans stuff. They got Transformer cartoons they were showing videos of that is straight up gay, dude. Straight up trans, gay. He's non-binary.
Jesus.
Oh, what is non-binary? Like this is what they're feeding your kids. Like this is what they're trying to force on your kids.
Wow.
And yeah, it's. I don't really watch Netflix. I think I had a subscription, but I canceled it because I'm done with them. I'm just
I
done
don't
with this
have it.
stuff. You want to cater to a group of people, then cater. Give them a genre, like most other things. You want horror? Not everybody
Right.
wants to watch horror, so you have a genre for horror. So you want a gay label? Put a gay label. Stop putting it on the damn TV like everyone's supposed to treat it like normal. I mean, they're already doing it. We already do this. Like I live, where I lived, it's kind of a diverse thing. And I know, we don't have a tremendous, I mean, it's good, but you see black or interracial couples, but specifically black, white, you see them. They're not the common
Right.
norm around here, but you can look on any commercial now, any TV show, and it's all black and white people. Black girl, white guy, white girl, black. It's all. There is no normal couples anymore. And I say normal by traditional, what people like. And then no matter what race you're in, yes, black people like to date black people. Asian people date Asian people. White people date white. That's normal because it's inside their culture. So,
Right.
but now TV and all that's trying to force on you that there's some big diversity thing going on where every time you walk out your door, you're going to see interracial couples. It's not normal, dude. It's still not normal. It's acceptable. Hell, my wife was Peruvian. It's acceptable, but it's not normal.
Right.
So stop pretending like everyone's doing it. So,
No, I know what you're saying.
no,
But
no.
we got all kinds of shit we can talk about though.
Well, let's talk about you talk about the JD Vance fat thing. This is something serious, and I do want to get into a longer discussion about this because the shutdown's a joke. They do it all the time. I mean, all the Republicans are doing is saying, "Hey, here's the bill that kept the government going. Just sign this one and keep it going again." And then Democrat, "Oh no, 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 we want this stuff they want to undo from what the big beautiful bill did." So
Right.
Democrats are closing the government because all they have to do is sign a bill, say, "Okay, keep paying everything the same for a few more weeks, and then we'll readdress all that." But no, they're using it as
Anytime-
leverage.
Anytime someone's questioned about it on the Democratic side, they get all pissy and say, "Hey, you're missing the big picture, blah, blah. It's not just for illegals. We want everybody to have health
Well,
care."
it's the only leverage they have, dude, because think about
Right.
it. If
But
you do this the right way, we're supposed to have a single issue bill. This is to
But if
keep the
you-
government open. It's not to pay illegals health care.
Right, but if you look at all the, first of all, it doesn't matter who you are. If you go to the ER, they have to treat you,
Right.
correct?
Yeah, they're talking about,
So,
well, that is a problem. Go ahead and finish your thought. I'm gonna tell you why that is a problem.
well, that's my whole point. I mean, how are they not getting free healthcare?
Well,
They don't have
so
a way to fucking pay it back. So
so let's dig a little deeper then. So here's the problem. So the problem is you can't have the government tell hospitals, hey, anyone who comes in, you have to treat them, and then say, oh, by the way, you're not getting paid if they don't have money. Like you can't mandatory, like that's what whole socialism is all about. That's what we fight against, right?
right,
Make doctors give health care at the cost you want to pay.
you
Like,
know
so
the
I,
best,
what's that?
yeah, the best part about it is, and I think Trump passed a bill that's going to change this, but I should have racked up 100,000 in debt with my surgery, and if the VA wouldn't have paid it, I wasn't going to pay it,
Right.
and that doesn't go on my credit report.
Well,
So there's
yeah.
no way for them. There's no way for them to take that money from
Okay. So let's say, for example, that's the same thing as an illegal, right? So
me.
you are
Exactly.
screwing you're screwing the hospital over. You're
I
making them
know.
give you a service without payment. So all these people that are working, who's paying them? That's what this argument's about. Are you there? Did you freeze up? Yeah, you froze up or I froze up. Something's not right. But anyway, so that I'm gonna keep talking anyway because we're gonna keep it going. But that's the problem with this is that we are all responsible for paying for people who don't want to pay. And I think that's the problem no matter what side you're on. Because if you're a Democrat and you wanna, are you still there? You
That
can't come
was you
back.
that left.
Wasn't me? Well, we'll find out later in the show. But anyways, I was just talking about how that's the problem, Jace, is you don't want to make other people pay for your service. Number one, either the
No.
hospital has to eat the cost or the taxpayers are eating the cost. It's no different if you're a citizen or non-citizen. If you go to a healthcare
Right.
service and they
Right.
say you have to treat this person, then you are forcing them to work for free. Or
Yeah, and
you're
that's
forcing
fucked
other
up.
people to pay the bill. So either way, I don't like it. So here's the dilemma. This is the dilemma. So do you make a hospital provide care, or do you let them say, "Oh, okay, only when you pay"? Now, I do understand that's a tough dilemma,
Yeah,
and I
but the
do
fact
understand.
of the matter is if you're on Medicare or Medicaid, guess who's forking that bill anyways?
Well, sure, but they're
Either
also
way,
not. Well, but that's both. Because have you ever seen the bills? Like even in insurance stuff, the bills, the
I love
hospitals
the bill.
jack up the prices, and
They're
then
4-0 now.
insurance pays a portion of that, which is slower, right? But the
Right,
actual cost is probably somewhere down here. But you're
right,
overpaying with insurance, but the jacked up
right,
cost is here. So somebody's eating that cost. So with Medicaid, the government's saying, hey, we'll guarantee you money, but we're only giving you this percentage.
we're gonna dictate how much we give you.
Yes. So then the
Yeah,
hospital's like, okay, we're overcharging anyway in hopes to get our
right,
money back. So we'll take your guaranteed money at a lower rate.
right,
But now if you got someone who has no insurance and the government's
right,
not paying,
right.
then how's the hospital making their money back? I mean,
Well,
jacking it up higher than they already do?
they still send it to collections.
Well,
The
yeah,
VA fucked up. The VA fucked up a few of my bills, and I got a call from collections, and I'm like, well, how much do I owe? This bill is only $100.
yes, same thing happened to me,
I'm
dude.
like,
Same thing happened to me.
what? Are you kidding me?
Yep.
I'm gonna call the hospital, discuss it with them. If not, I will just fucking pay it because it's not a big deal.
Same thing happened to me with the hospital in New
And
Jersey. Two bills for
yeah,
less than
I had
300
more.
bucks, and they got in the system and sent it collections because they couldn't figure out how to bill the VA.
Right. So I finally I got a competent lady. She says, yes, they didn't bill it properly, blah, blah, blah. I got you. It's taken care of.
Yep.
I'm like, thank you. My God.
Yep. Same thing happened to me. So it's a joke.
$100 fucking. Well, I mean, first of all, I don't know if you know how those collection places work, but to buy $100, they probably bought my bill for $20. I mean, they have a percentage how they work,
Yeah. Yeah. I
where
get
I
it.
mean, it could be I mean, this is easy math. I mean, it could be $30 they bought it for, whatever.
Yeah,
It
they're
might
hoping
be
to get any money
30%.
back from you, right?
Right. So if they get the whole $100, it's a good deal for them.
Right.
And it's just to me, it's completely idiotic for the hospital to do that.
Yeah. Well, again, that's the funny part. This ties back to the incompetence of people, and probably it's some DEI stuff too. That we're hiring people who can't do the jobs. It's just that simple.
Right.
Like it's like the military. You always wonder, like, why do we keep reinventing the wheel? Because the attrition of
Right.
leadership is constant. So you
Well,
always have to keep having somebody new come in and relearn the job somebody else just had. Now you're
Isn't
supposed
that
to be teaching the person below you to do your job, but
right? Well, hopefully the person below you does learn it too, though.
right.
But
But
either way, that's a good
attrition's high.
segue in. Good segue into the generals meeting that Pete had.
Hegstead. Yes, I wanted to talk. It's on my list,
That
dude.
was
I got like 5
that was
bullets. Go
beautiful.
ahead. You want to
That
start
was
it? You can.
awesome,
If
dude.
not, I'll go through my
I
bullet.
I just love the fact. My number one thing is I love the fact that he fucking fired that fucking bull dyke.
Yeah. Well, I have to. Let me first disclaimer. I already told you before. I'm not a Hegseth fan. I told you I was torn between my sister's opinion, who personally knows him because she had went to a church he used to go to, not the church he's in
Right.
now. So I'm not a Hegseth fan. He hasn't earned my respect yet because I trust my sister, and I'm going to give her the benefit before I give him, right? And if he cheated on
Right.
his wife, that means he's probably a dirtbag anyway, et cetera, right?
He admitted he did.
I understand, but the point being is the fact that he did it. You don't just cheat. It wasn't just oh, yeah, I slipped up, I tripped on the carpet, my penis slipped in. It wasn't one of those. It's an affair. It's an attitude. It's a mentality. It's like alcoholism. If you don't fix it, it's going to keep coming back. So again, but all aside, just like Trump's, demeanor, I can push that aside because the speech he gave was like, it almost gave me an erection. I'm telling you. Just listening to this
Right.
man give that speech, and I don't know why people are upset. I don't know why people are upset. You look into the military right now. When I was in there,
I love
yeah,
it.
you had to go, you had to give a little grace here and there just to keep your forces, fit and ready. But look into it now, dude. There are so many the profiles he's talking about. Oh, it's a racial thing. People are trying to make it like, okay, yeah, maybe black people tend to get that we talked about before more,
Yeah, the bump.
but it's being abused. That's the point. It's being
Right.
abused. So again, my answer to that, Hegstead, I know you're not listening to me, is just let people wear beards. Just let them. Just make it have to be neat and clean. You'll have probably way more happier troops. Just let them wear beards. Okay? If it becomes a
No.
problem, then you tell them,
No.
hey, you gotta
No.
shave yours because it's a problem.
I fucking disagree with you 100%.
Well, go for it. You can.
You're wrong. And we
I'm not
brought
wrong,
this
but
up.
it's my opinion. Yeah.
Yes, you are.
How am I wrong?
Did you not have to wear a chemical mask at all?
No, well, go ahead. Okay, while you keep talking about that, let me bring up the study because there's a study done that absolutely has no difference. And then let me ask you this question. Okay, let me ask you this question. So
Yes.
you're a soldier and you have a profile. You can't seal your mask. What? You never go in the front lines. You never deal with gas. You're not allowed to deploy. You're
Get the fuck
undeployable.
out, man.
Well, that's my
Then-
point.
then
You're
you-
non-deployable if you have a beard. So what about special forces? They obviously allowed to grow beards. They go
Isn't
and
that
do those
weird?
things. Huh?
That is odd. That
No,
is
it's
odd,
not
'cause
odd because they're using it to
he-
blend in.
I know, but still, he did say that.
He
If
said, if you want a
wanna
beard,
be-
go in special forces,
go in-
right?
Yeah.
So my
That
point
was
being
cool.
is, if you have a better reason than a pro-mass seal, which I don't even buy anymore, if you have a better reason for it, even if you think the image is better, then sure.
Right.
But I think as long as you look presentable, I don't think it's a problem. Look at the police force are doing. Remember tattoos and all that stuff.
Right.
So I think we need to let up on the beard policy, and I bet you'd have a lot more happier people. Now, if your beard becomes a problem, like you have to shave and do all that stuff,
Right.
and then yes, so be it. Shave it all off for deployment, whatever. But if you're just in garrison stuff, if you're walking around, I don't think the beard should be a distraction.
Right.
It's not a pro-mass thing. It's not. So that's how you eliminate that. If that's the standard for a valid reason, I think there's time to look at this standard. And I'm not, I'm not
Well,
saying there's not a valid reason, but I haven't seen one.
I was discussing it with a, I think it was an old shipmate of mine, but we were talking about it, and there's a difference between being deployed on a ship and being deployed on the ground. On a ship, there's a 10 times more chance, probably more than that, but we'll just say 10 times more chance that you're going to have to don like some type of mask because of some type of fire or whatever, because ships are dangerous, man, and fires break out and shit like that, man. And if you're saying that the mask thing is debunked, then with the beard, then so be it.
Let's do common sense, though, Jace. I mean, really, how much hair do you have to have under here to interfere with a seal?
I don't
Now, I
know.
understand if you got a big beard like this,
I've never
you
been
can't even
able to grow a beard.
but you understand what I'm saying? How much hair would you have
Right.
to interrupt a seal that's strapped on your face?
Well, we
Like,
have
it
all
would have to be
different types
thick.
we have all different types of masks, so I don't know.
Okay, but again, and even at that, well, maybe there's a mask that just can go around the side and just cover your mouth. You don't need it under your chin. Like,
Right.
I just don't understand common sense, how that ever made sense to me. Like, now, if
I
you
don't
want
know.
to talk camouflage, okay, you got to put camouflage. I don't know. Maybe there's a more valid reason. Maybe some military. And let's be 100% real. Let's get authentic here, okay? If I'm in
I
combat,
love all that.
how many
Yeah.
times a day do you think I'm shaving?
I don't know, but they'd see your gray beard from a mile away.
Well,
So you
I'd
probably
have
wouldn't last
camouflage.
long.
I'd probably put camouflage on it. But the point I'm getting at is you don't have time to
I'm
be
joking.
shaving every morning, even though they tell you to, oh, take your morning
I
stuff,
know. I
but
know.
you don't have time to shave every morning. So is
No, I
that
know.
little stubble going to be a problem? How long before it's a problem with the mask?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or you see a chemical bomb being dropped and all of a sudden everybody's out there shaving so they can put their mask on? I think it's bull crap. I really do. I don't believe it's ever meant anything. Now, I do agree you have to put a limit on it. You know what I mean? A size,
Well,
because I believe the thickness of hair could cause a problem.
all I can say is as long as the chemical bomb, as long as we have a camera on it, we watch it to have a direct hit. That's all I care about.
Again, though, I think it's a stupid rule. But let's go back to more. So people are calling mad because he was calling out those fat generals.
I
And
know.
there was some scumbag podcasters, and you know who they are. They're the normal people on the left. They know nothing about the military. They know nothing. You know, I,
I
I
was.
really, I really can't stand these people because they have opinions. Like, we all have opinions about everything, but they sound
Right.
so like they're correct about everything, and they know nothing about the military.
There you go. You're back.
Yeah, they know
You're
nothing
going
about the
for it.
military.
Dude, I I was at the commissary last year, and there was this fat dude in a uniform, and I'm telling you, fat. I'm like, there is no fucking way he can pass a PT test. So I moseyed on around to check his rank, and he was like one of them. I don't know what you guys call
Chief Warrant
him. We
Officer.
call him a cap. We call him a captain in the Navy.
He's probably Chief Warrant
He's one.
Officer.
No. He was
No,
one above. He was one above the oak leaf. It's an eagle.
it's a
Colonel, maybe?
colonel. Colonel, yeah,
Yeah, that's what he was.
the full bird colonel. Yep.
Yeah, full bird. That's what he was. And I was just, I was just like, I knew it. I fucking knew his rank was going to be something like that.
Yeah. Well, and but these podcasts, I will give the benefit of the doubt. One podcaster talked about this, and he's a scumbag. I hate the dude. I mean, if there was ever an opportunity, Civil War, punching people, like, this is one of those dudes that I would he'd be the first one I'd visit. So he was talking about it, and he's got a valid point. I think at a certain time, your body just starts to break down. You can't keep up, even though Hegstead swears, hey, if I can stay in shape, you can. But generals tend to be older. I think there has to be some leeway where your experience and knowledge outweighs your physical fitness, because you're not going to be in battle anyway. You know what I mean?
That's
So there
true.
has to be some leeway.
That's true.
And
You're gonna be
again,
in the war mode.
we keep acting like these standards matter, and they do matter. But if you're going to have a guy with a beard profile and deploy him, what difference is that in a guy who doesn't have a beard profile? Like both of them have to go to the same combat. So if one can survive with a profile and the other one,
Right.
like, why does the other one need to? You know what I mean? So that's the standard. I think if you're going to have fat generals, that's fine, but they need to be in positions where they're clearly being used for their brains. You know what I mean? There's got to
Right.
be something
Right.
exceptions. I get it. So that's my thought.
Well, more knowledge is knowledge is huge. Not a lot of people. More people lack it than have it. So yeah,
Yeah, that's why I
you're right.
said
You're right.
I would put up with a fat general who's really good at combat, war, and things that stuff
You're right.
because that's his purpose. I mean, but then again, that's kind of like the Air Force. You know what I mean? The Air Force has a mission, so if they have more fat people, it doesn't matter because they never see the front lines except for pilots and stuff.
Right.
So you know what I mean? So that I can understand. And I think that's kind of what Hegstead was getting at. If you can't fit and be the standard, get the hell out, find a new profession. It could be a new MOS. Go sit in an office somewhere, even though he didn't like all the fat generals in the office. But
Mind you, this guy was an Air Force guy
who's
that I
that?
saw.
Oh yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
the
well,
guy that I saw.
and again,
It's
like I
more-
said, I think I have leniency for that. And I think some of these scumbag
Right.
podcasters that have no idea what they're
It's
talking
just-
about might have stumbled on a nut there.
It just cracks me up, dude. Because when I was in, the uppers they led by example, and it was as simple as that.
Yeah, and that's in everything, dude. That it's funny because my son, I guess he's a leader in his band thing, whatever, and he was talking with a bunch of his friends, and I told him, hey man, I got to cut out early. You need to get a ride home because you're not getting out of here in time. And then his friends were like, oh, just leave right after. You can leave. I said, leaders don't do that. I said to all these young boys, I said, leaders don't do that. They don't leave while
Right.
their people are here working. They don't do that. And then that
Right.
conversation just ended right there. Everybody just, you know what I mean? Like, stop. But that's
That's
the
awesome.
point I think Hegstead was getting at. If you
Right.
physically can't do the PT because you got injuries and stuff, then so be it. Let it be known. But you don't have to be, like even me, dude, I've got injuries all over. I'm not 300 pounds. I don't have to
Right.
be. You know what I mean? Now, if you get to 300 pounds, hey, you didn't just wake up that way. You did
Right.
stuff. So at the end of the day, I'm not shaming fat. Well, whatever. Fat shaming in the military should be a thing. But I'm not saying that, everybody's fat because they choose to be, because there's a lot of struggle. I get it,
I get it. I understand.
Yeah, there's a lot of stress and
right.
struggle. But I think when you're in a position like that where you got all the opportunities, and I mean, PT every day was a normal thing for us.
So,
Except when you're a general and you get out of it. Because why?
he should be he should be able to be a pilot still then, right?
I guess if he never has to get out of the plane and he can fit in it,
Yeah.
he could be the plane. But you know what I mean? I do feel bad like calling people out. Could you imagine sitting in that audience being one of those fat generals? People are kind of looking over like, oh, we got one right here. You know what I mean? But you should feel embarrassed. You should be embarrassed.
He's
Yeah.
talking about you.
You should be embarrassed that your fat ass is in the military collecting a paycheck when you can't even cut that. Now, if you're injured, different story. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're injured, we have no use for you anyway, so get the fuck out.
Well, I don't always agree with that. I understand your concept, right? But I do believe that we have positions for a lot of people. And just like military and the combat, I don't think women belong in the front line, but yes, women should serve in the military. You know what I mean? So
they have contractors too that can
Yeah.
clean the mess hall and all that shit.
yeah, and they can also be as fat as they want to be.
Right.
So yeah,
So, whatever. That's what it is, man.
yep. So that's a good thing. I think all these more I think it's great. I don't know about the Department of the War. That kind of was not my thing, but I do think change is okay, and I do think getting it back to a fit standard. I think that's necessary. I think our whole country needs to get back to a standard. And
Absolutely.
this is the root of the problem, dude. Once we got rid of the American Christian values, once we took God out of everything, people started to create their own standards. And the problem is these standards are now starting to conflict with each other, because if you're an atheist
Right.
furry and I'm a Christian, whatever, then our standards are going to not mix. Or I'm a Muslim or something, that doesn't mix. And if we can't mix, we can't have a common ground, a common community. Because there's only so many commonalities we can come. Like we all believe thou shalt not kill. Well, we used to believe that, right?
No safe spaces, no timeouts, no more.
Yeah, like a safe space. Like, okay, we all agree that you should not be harassing or assaulting anybody, right? So there's already a crime for that. So if you're one of those really confused transgender, furry, whatever the hell you are, yeah, nobody should be bullying you. We all agree with that. No one should be bullying you. No one should be harassing you. None of that stuff. Now, shaming you if you're doing something against the societal norms for the greater good, yeah. But nobody should be bullying you. We already agree that. But nor should you be able to tell them, hey, this is real and I'm here and you need to recognize me. You shouldn't be able to do that either.
No, don't bring that bullshit into my squadron. Simple as that.
It was like the don't ask, don't tell. I
Right.
don't care if you're
wanna
going
do
home
that.
smoking rope. I don't care. Whatever you put
wanna
down your
know-
throat.
yeah.
I don't care. Don't bring it into our business because it's not productive. And that even goes just for even the sexual misconduct stuff. Like we have this big, you go to any kind of VA thing, they're like, oh, were you sexually abused in the
Oh
military?
my
Like,
God! Every time they ask,
So forget about all the adultery that happened. Forget about all the consensual stuff. Forget about all the crap I've seen voluntarily, private stripping for money, these prostitutes that are illegal in the military. Forget about all that crap. Let's just focus on women who no longer think it's fun and now complain about it. Now, I know there is real sexual assault and rape. I get it. Not demeaning it.
Absolutely.
I'm just telling you that, believe me, women were a bigger problem in my experience than any man was in the military.
I don't. I
And I was a
wouldn't say-
military policeman.
I wouldn't. You have a different opinion. For
Mm-hmm.
me, they were a bigger distraction.
Well, distraction,
No
right?
problem.
But they would provoke this stuff.
Absolutely.
They would provoke it. And I'm not just saying just because they wore stuff. No, they literally would provoke the stuff. They'd start messing around with two soldiers and do it. Stop. You just stop.
They flaunted what they had, man.
Yeah. And then what? And then men are dogs. They smell like
Oh my God.
they're piranhas. You smell blood, and they're all sharks. They're circling the waters. Like once some girl comes in and she gives it up, now all of a sudden every guy thinks he's getting some, and then sometimes the women would give it up to multiple guys, and then all of a sudden they're all standing in line, and then she's pissed off because there's 12 instead of 10. Like I've seen it, dude.
Wow.
I've seen this stuff.
So have I. But I've also seen what off. This is off duty. I've also seen a lot of wives. Their husband goes on deployment. And
Hope
they're pouring it up.
lived it, dude.
Pour-
Fort
pouring it
Riley,
up,
Kansas,
man.
first year in the Army, when all those
Unreal.
soldiers went overseas, they had a record number of phone number changes. I got stuck back because I got there too late. I was in the clubs meeting all these wives,
Yeah.
meeting them. I'm not going to tell you if I ever went to any houses and saw some pictures on the wall and be like, who the hell's that? Like, I'm not going to share any of that stuff because that would be wrong, especially in the days of my Christian time now. But the point I'm getting at is they're accountable. Now, don't take this for, I'm not saying men are accountable. Yes, everyone needs to be accountable for your actions. If you are a man and have no self-control or you can't handle your own business,
Right.
you don't need to be around women, period.
But
Because if you think you could take a female soldier or civilian in a foreign country or whatever and have your way or have what you want with them, you are 100% wrong. You need self-control.
Right.
So men are not off the hook. Just because
No,
you have an
no.
innate desire to want these women, you still have to have self-control. And you know what's funny? I was thinking about this today. I hate to go on a tirade, but I was thinking about this today. This is what I explained to these homosexuals too. If you don't think men desire women like you might desire a man, you as a homosexual, might desire a man, then you're wrong. Just because you desire somebody, desire. The difference being is we don't follow through on all of our desires. Now, that being said, you can still desire something that's not good for you. And you still have to resist that. So, yes,
Right.
sex could be good, but forcing sex is not good. Having a guy friend is good, but trying to poke two penises together is not good. Like, there's just, so what you're dealing with is your struggle. Deal with it. Show some
What we
self-control
got.
and deal with it. I don't know how we got on
Yep.
that.
All right. What else? What else we got?
Is there anything else big in there? Because, yeah, I think I've exhausted my list.
And where? Let me
The
look.
media.
Yeah, it's still big. Thanks for asking.
We're probably, yeah. Is it poking in the other dude? Is your boyfriend's thing? Anyways, oh well, let's talk about Kirk again. All right, because again, dude, I keep seeing these things, and I don't understand.
Oh my
I
God.
don't understand why we are not really. Apparently, Candace Owens. You know Candace Owens.
Yes.
Now, there's mixed feelings about her. Personally, I don't know because I think she did a whole bunch of research.
Wasn't she one of his side people?
She was on Turning Point at
She
one
wa-
point. She went through David Beck's whatever thing. But there's people that think she's completely losing it, like Alex Jones, and then there's people that think she's really onto it. And like I respect, like she did a thing on Obama, and went and dug up the dirt. And remember, she went with Macron's wife, that's supposedly a man. She went and
Oh.
did some of that. She did so. She's borderline the Alex Jones reputation right now. But I don't discredit everything she does. But she's digging up stuff. Apparently, she says she saw the footage from the camera. Remember, the cameraman took the footage out from behind
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk? Apparently,
Yeah.
she saw that. So she's got her own opinions of that. And there's a video I saw of two guys that were cameramen standing behind Charlie Kirk. One guy
Yeah.
looked like he held a video camera, the other guy had a regular camera.
Yeah.
And when the shot went out, they kind of just like creeped away. They didn't run like other people were doing. So it was just weird behavior. Again, like I don't know what to make any of this. It's all stuff you need to look into though.
It's shit that's gonna make you go home.
So
And then
again,
question shit.
yeah, I don't think the conspiracies all help, but I think the conspiracies help add questions. But here's the problem, dude. I understand in law enforcement you cannot release everything. And I think what's his face? Patel, Kash Patel, I think he
Yeah.
did come out and dispel some of that stuff, saying
Right.
that, that there was no handgun, like a palm gun or anything like that.
Right.
I think he did dispel some of that stuff, but I feel like we're being just kind of told it's we're still looking into it and it's just going to go away. Just come out and dispel these rumors. Give something,
Yeah.
say something. Even if you do like you did with the Epstein files, come out and say, we have evidence this disproves that. We're not sharing it right now. We can't. At some time, you will get it. Just say that, and I'll be
Right.
like, okay, now I have to trust or not trust you. But if you don't
I
say
know.
anything, we have to believe the conspiracies until we have some evidence disproving them. So
Well-
just say something.
Do
Now
you
there's
have evidence?
Oh, I was gonna say
Wow.
now they're talking about the shooter could have actually been the trans boyfriend. Because where's the footage of this kid? Like one guy went over and showed the camera, all the cameras on that school, and they're like, "Where are all this footage from these cameras? Where's all the footage leading up to this stuff?"
That's what I was
The
asking.
guy climbing on the building should have video of him climbing off the building
Now-
because there's cameras that hit that stuff. I guess. I think the
So-
footage we saw was from the public.
So my only thought process and solution is that, because you remember when they first released pictures, he was walking up a set of stairs.
hmm
So did he walk up because where the roof that he was on, there's an actual, actually, I don't know the building, so I can't say. But I was just assuming maybe there was a door access.
hmm
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
A
well,
door access.
it could be
where he
because
got
let me look at the
on.
tunnels. I don't know. They still haven't clarified what those tunnels are. I haven't seen it.
I
Are they
know.
irrigation tunnels? Are they underground tunnels? You know, those hatches that are there? Now, do I believe somebody popped up and shot him? I don't know. Could be, maybe not. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like the Big Bang could have been the distraction for the other shot. Like there, look, a well-planned, like we're all in the military. Now we know things don't always go according to plan, but we've had plans that we planned for a reason, and when they go good, it works. So if this was a well thought out plan and they made it work, we should be unraveling this plan. Not just saying, "Oh, we got the killer, we got the killer." You know, and even the kid apparently, they're saying that now that you remember who do you think turned him in?
There's that, they said.
Yes, they're saying that's bull crap now. They're saying it's the neighbor who was a cop convinced him you need to turn yourself in or they're going to come here
Oh.
kicking down your door. I guess he's a retired cop and he has a mutual friend through church or something who said this was the kid. So we don't even know if this is really the shooter because none of this stuff is adding up, making sense, and none of it's confirmed. So
Right.
for you libs out there, libtards that are listening, I agree. I think we're all jumping too fast to say this is some left wing, but I also agree common sense will tell you if you shoot Charlie Kirk, it's because you don't like what he stands for. So clearly you're not on the side of Charlie Kirk's beliefs.
Right.
Because there's no other argument. There's no, oh, he was cheating, he's sleeping with my wife, oh, he was, there's no other argument. So there's clearly, you don't need evidence. You don't need a manifesto. You need bullets. When someone, like when those two Democrats got shot, if you had no evidence, we'd assume, okay, it was a right-wing guy who hated Democrats.
Right.
But if you start introducing evidence saying, oh, this guy worked for it, now you have a different motive that can possibly change the common sense motive.
It's
Occam's razor, as they
interesting.
call it.
Very interesting, man.
Well, I just think that again, I think we're not, I had high hopes for Bongino and Patel. I really had high hopes. And if these guys are letting us down, dude, I don't know if we have a future for this country. Because
Right.
think of the people you know that have the utmost morals, standards, you respect them, put them in a
know.
position like this. And if they can't at least be honest, we're done. We're done as a society. At least come out and say, hey, I have information I'm not supposed to share. I can't share. It'll be detrimental to the country. So I'm not going to share it. I'm sorry. You're disappointed in me, but that's not a lie. I tell people all the time, don't lie to get out of something. Just say it's none of your business. I'm not sharing my personal information with you, or I don't have to tell you anything. Like just tell
Right.
the truth, even in denial.
Yeah, you're right.
So if people could just do that, people would have more trust. Like, I don't care what you people think of me per se. Of course, I do want people to think I'm a good person. But you tell me, you find somebody that calls me a liar, and I'll tell you for a fact, we've never talked. We haven't spoke. Because even if I'm talking behind somebody's back and that person confronts me, yeah, I said it. That's what I believe. I just wouldn't say it to your face because I didn't want this confrontation.
Well,
Okay.
with that being said, what a nice day it is.
And a nice time to end this show because it is getting time. And I'm glad you have a nice day out there. It's a nice day out here too. I'm going to go enjoy a little bit. It's a little bit chilly though. So I appreciate you as always, Jace. These shows probably wouldn't be possible if you weren't here.
Same with you, brother.
And Johnny, Christine, or Chris, sorry, God, keep the comments coming. I hate promising that we'll do a better job, but I'm hoping we'll do a better job of keeping up with you. Busy times, life gets busy. We do appreciate it. We do see it. We're glad you're there. If you are a veteran, get on the show. We like some more spice in here, some more live. Plus, I mean, I don't know. I like to talk a lot, so maybe third person's not good. But either way, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Until then, Godspeed.
Pull the pin already, baby.
Boom. Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.